is the NewsTalk 93.1 River Region Business Spotlight. A chance for you to get to know our area businesses and business leaders.
Here in the studio, we have Mr. Right on the Money, Brandt McDonald from Invista Advisors, but we have Jimmy Chapman. Brandt wanted me to meet Jimmy and talk about, and the timing on your business is really interesting given what America suffered through.
Yeah, really.
Thanks to
Absolutely.
a ransom hack. Your company, AlphaONE, you work with businesses to help them prevent this kind of disaster?
Absolutely. Well, Greg, first off, thanks a lot for having us in today. I think the timing of this couldn't be better. Last week, I think we were all affected by the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack.
And this became something that many people heard about for the first time. Describe what a ransom attack is.
Well, a ransomware attack is basically where a malicious cyber attack penetrator out there actually gets access to a business's network and computer resources, and they basically lock the assets down. And the software that they install on it basically encrypts the data, encrypts the systems so that they have to pay this ransomware in order, unfortunately.
Nobody can access it but them.
That's
right.
That's it.
Wow.
And so
it's serious. It's a serious problem. And I think one of the things that we identified when we started AlphaONE was the fact that if you think about it, it's really the small and medium-sized businesses that are most susceptible.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
We hear about the large corporations, but that's because they make the news. And but unfortunately, it's your small and medium-sized businesses that really are the most susceptible and need this protection because, in all honesty, they've got just as important of
Greg,
data
let me tell you a really cool story real quick. So everyone who listens to me all the time, every day, and our clients know we try to be exceptional about everything we do. So we questioned our own security integrity. Mm-hmm. So I asked Jimmy, I said, man, come on in here. I want you to audit our systems. And so he brought his IT guy, and they gained access to our Wi-Fi system in about an hour and a half from the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
Went straight into our server, and then was able to take over the entire system. And he came back to me and he said, hey, you've got some issues here. So what we call that is an audit.
Yeah, audit hack, right?
It's an audit. It's an ethical hack.
Yeah, that's the term I was looking for.
And so that's like the first phase, which is the audit of the small business. And then they sat down and showed us the report and said, here's what you need to do in terms of the second phase, which is remediation, getting you back in shape, getting you where you should be so that you cannot be hacked. But then the cool thing they do that no one else does around here is the monitoring of the system to detect that a potential hack is happening and then shut them down.
Jimmy, in your opinion, and with AlphaONE, the Colonial thing, they paid the ransom, right?
They absolutely did.
Millions of dollars.
About $5 million within about 3 days.
What would have cost them to protect their system? What kind of an investment in security relative to what they paid out to they were Russians, right?
Yeah, the company that actually performed the ransomware attack was from Russia. I think, though, to go back a little further, they may have actually had some protection in place. We really don't know what it was. But unfortunately, it's and going back to your small and medium-sized businesses, most of the time they have absolutely no protection in place. Now, they may have, in all honesty, traditional IT company, whether that's typically outsourced or if it's in-house. But we have yet to go in and perform an audit, even on a business that had a traditional IT company, in which we did not find some major vulnerabilities that made them susceptible to this type of exposure. So
and they can literally paralyze or even destroy a business.
Absolutely.
If a hacker wanted to have fun with Blue Water, they could shut you down in no time flat, and you're not on the air. No station is on the air. And they tell you, hey, look, you either pay us or you're just out of business.
This is what happens when technology gets to where we're at right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is the modern bank robbery.
Well, we do have protections in place, but those were designed and inspired by this whole ransom phenomenon. So what kind of businesses can benefit most? Who really needs to get urgently in contact with you and have one of these audits done?
Yeah, and I would almost say every business, because every business has sensitive information that they're protecting. If you really think about it, doesn't matter if it's financial, healthcare, legal. It doesn't matter.
I was going to ask lawyers, people that have records, documents,
accounting firms, lawyers.
The list is endless. So, I mean, it's a real serious problem, and businesses need to take it serious.
Two things. You can come in almost like a physician and diagnose the vulnerability and then put together the technology to protect them. This is very impressive.
And it's also extremely cost effective. That's the thing I loved about it. And that's why I told Jimmy, I said, man, if you want to get this message out, we got to go see Greg.
Absolutely.
And the cost, of course, relative to what it could cost if they do one of these ransom hacks on you. I mean, that, like I said, that can put you out of business.
Absolutely. You're looking at the financial cost, the cost of your reputation, or it could just put you out of business completely.
I want to invite you back.
Absolutely. We'd love to come back.
This is something, especially at this time, we should explore in a little more depth. But I'm glad we got to meet you today. How do people get in touch with you at AlphaONE?
2 ways. Phone number is 334-245-3125, or you can visit our website at a1ops.com. That's a1ops.com.
a1ops.com.
I love the military terms.
And speaking of that, when you have him come back and as he gets more involved with as a sponsor on the show and tries to get this critical messaging out to our community, they've got some like Tom Clancy type stories with their background in the industry that's really, really very cool stuff.
We would like to hear those.
Yeah. Some of the audits are they're definitely out of the Tom Clancy spy novels.
It's been a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And
thanks so much for having us.
Well, this is well timed, given what the country. And think about it. It wasn't just the money it cost the Colonial Pipeline people.
Yes,
but they turned the lives of millions of Eastern Seaboard people upside down. Even here, we had. I knew that was going to happen too. Mm-hmm. As soon as it got out that they had hacked and shut down that pipeline,
yes,
we were going to see gas lines and all that insanity real quick. I hope they've done something to batten down their hatch.
Well, there's no better time to have this discussion and to bring this awareness to small.
There have already been about a half a dozen very, very well-known companies in Montgomery that have been hacked and paid out millions in ransom. It just didn't make the news.
Yeah,
that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not something they'd probably want to have known.
That's right.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
And we'll look forward to learning more about AlphaONE and hearing some of those stories. We love good stories.
They're pretty interesting.
Except instead of trying to fit it all into one little segment, we'll do it like an hour.
Absolutely.
And cover the topic.
Love to come back anytime. Thank you so much for having us today.
Our pleasure.